Okay, with Nathan Corpus on the line is the winning screenplay, played at the Wild Sound Festival. Really interesting script. It's about the culinary industry, right? Which seems to be very popular in the last 10 years. It's like it's skyrocketed. It's everywhere I go. It's about the culinary industry. There's even a whole show about it called The Bear, right?
Yes, yes, indeed. Absolutely.
So, what got you into writing about this kind of world?
It's interesting. This goes back to, I want to say, I was like maybe in seventh grade around there. I was like, between 11, 12 years old. I thought of this story about a diner. I just thought of it, right? It was just like, okay, but I didn't really explore it much. I was just thinking of things here and there. Flash forward to 2006. I'm watching Top Chef. I am hooked on this show. I love the introduction to the fine dining world. I saw food in a way I'd never seen before. I was just blown away by it. And then, I go to college. I can't afford cable TV, so I couldn't keep up with the show. But then flash forward to COVID, and everyone's locked down. I was actually one of the essential employees at the time, so I would come home, obviously nothing to do, and I picked up Top Chef again. And when I tell you, it was just like my wheels just got rolling, and I started going back to that diner story that I had thought of, and eventually it all blended into what it came to today. I knew some stuff I was going through in life at the time, put that in there, and basically got the story.
Well, really, because that's the setting, but it's really thematically, it's about something else, I guess, right? What's the thematic of the
Absolutely.
character's journey?
Honestly, it's when you feel like you are stuck in a rut in life, you are not where you want to be. When you feel like I was supposed to do bigger things. I was supposed to be in this place here. How did I end up where I'm at? And that's the journey of what Andre goes through. And he really goes into the you could say he's like thrust into the fine dining world because of this character Maurice who tries his food and he's like, you're not supposed to be here. So he gives him this wild card nomination into this prestigious fine dining competition, and Andre is a fish out of water, and basically discovers that he is talented, but also he's capable of doing things that he really thought he was never going to do.
So it's sort of like a story that a lot of people want ourselves in a sense, where like you're at this kind of run end of the line restaurant, and someone comes in and says, "You know what? You're special." It's sort of like being in a off Broadway theater show and seeing someone's performance and going, "You got something. Let's go to Hollywood," right? Like,
I love
yeah,
that comparison. Oh,
yeah.
you have no idea what you just did. That's awesome.
So, but I think we all have that in us. Where like, because nobody's life is how we want it to be, right? That's the capitalistic madhouse world that we live in, and plus we got it good, right? But then that's the problem. We keep comparing and contrasting and thinking that we could be somewhere else because there's so much, such a land of opportunity, I guess, right?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And it was nice to be able to give, a gift, so to speak, to this character who, may not have the exact career trajectory that he wanted, but he eventually gets to a place where he's happy. So that's awesome.
So did you do a lot of research about like kind of like where he goes in terms of the culinary world? Like, do you have experience working in a restaurant? And
I personally don't have any restaurant
yeah,
experience. I based it a lot off of the stories I heard on Top Chef. A lot of their stories really resonated with me. And I could go into every single one of them that inspired in that sense. But I also, getting out of the culinary world, I was in a place where I was just like, I wanted to be somewhere else too. And so I started thinking about, okay, how can I put this in the culinary world? And again, that diner idea came into my mind, and I thought, what if this guy has professional training? He was ready to go into the fine dining world, but something happened in life that he just froze, and he started having huge anxiety and self-doubt. And what would that look like for him to hold on to this dream, be thrust into the dream, and what are the results? So it was a mixture of things of like my own personal experiences, plus being able to adapt it to the culinary stories that I heard on Top Chef. Yeah.
So we like to be. It's like Top Chef's got a pretty good reputation. I was just watching the one about the fashion on that then on Netflix.
Oh,
Top
I don't know.
What's the one with the being like a fashion model? Like the oh my god, people are gonna kill me for not knowing this.
Are you talking about Project Runway or
Project Runway, yeah, yeah.
okay, okay, yeah, yeah.
And they had a big it's a Netflix documentary now, and it really kind of exposes the shadiness or like the like taking advantage of contestants, right? I guess in reality shows, right?
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's really I never watched it, but I guess it was very popular, and it was just like, but it was like it's the vanity, right? So, but I guess
Yeah.
Top Chef seems to have a pretty good reputation, and still it's been around for forever, though, right?
It really has, and it really has catapulted these chefs into, into really cool spaces. Off the top of my head, I think of Richard Blais, who honestly, his story really resonated with me in the sense of he competed on one season, he almost won the thing, but didn't win. Then he came back for an all-star season. And when I tell you that man had a drive and he had like a determination that I had never seen in a show like this. And he ends up winning and he ends up making a really good career for himself. He originally does like, he opens his own restaurants, he has his own business in that sense, but then he breaks into the TV world and now he's like a judge on these, I believe he's on Next Level Chef right now. But there are more stories like that. And even if they don't make it necessarily in television, they still earn their restaurants and they still earn their credibility. They've earned these awards that are without Top
Well,
Chef, they would not have won.
they get media presence, right? They
Absolutely.
have a social media account, and then next thing you know, they get 100,000 new followers after they're on TV,
Absolutely.
right? Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
and that
No,
leads to them
it's
getting jobs because it's supply and demand. It's like, oh, this chef from this show is our chef, right? So
yes. Yeah. No, no, I love it.
so then, yeah, like as I remember watching the Food Network, there's some like all those kind of gadget gimmick shows, I guess, right? The
Yeah.
what's the one? I don't know if you ever watched them, like those Food Network shows.
I have watched the Food Network shows. Like I said, my first love is definitely Top Chef, but I definitely have watched Tournament of Champions on Food Network. I'm currently watching 24 and 24, which if you are not watching that, stop what you're doing,
What is that?
go to
I
HBO
don't know what that
Max.
is.
Oh, 24 and 24. Okay, so 24 chefs compete for 24 straight hours and they get
Okay.
eliminated in batches. And to see them try to be creative in the 24-hour space and you see them slowly go down mentally and then finally until there's last two standing
There's a
and
lot of
one
lethal
wins.
objects in the kitchen too. That's not good when you're tired.
Exactly. Yeah, no, this last episode that aired, I don't know which episode I'm on, but I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but it left us on a cliffhanger and we're gonna find out who goes home in the next episode. And I was like, I'm in. It's just seeing these people go through this crazy stuff. I'm like, oh my God. But yeah, I feel like Food Network, not always, because like the shows Tournament of Champions, I definitely love. 24 and 24, I definitely love. But I feel like Food Network sometimes can be a little gimmicky. And whereas Top Chef, while Top Chef absolutely has their gimmicks, there are definitely some moments where you're like, are you for real? But they really hone in on this is the world of fine dining, right? I remember there was one chef, her name was Kelsey Barnard Clark. Loved her, right? She was from Alabama, I believe. And she had the classic New York training, fine dining, but she brought her roots into her final meal. And she made what was it? Buttermilk and cornbread as an appetizer. And the way she presented it with the crawfish and there was like little fruit that she put in there and crumbled the cornbread. I was like, I I love stuff like that because you're taking something that is comfort, that is classic, and all of a sudden elevating it onto this main fine dining stage. I'm like, I love stuff like that. So, and that actually kind of goes back to On the Line too, where Andre ends up falling back on a lot of the stuff that he made at the diner and elevated it for this fine dining stage.
Yeah. What's good about those shows is that they're actually like good at something. They're not just like good in a short skirt, right? Like
Right?
yeah, they have skills, right? Not just
Yes.
vanity, right? Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
sometimes it's good
absolutely.
to have both, but basically, but have an expertise in something, right? Yeah.
Right, right.
Okay, so tell me about your writing. 'Cause when did you get in? When did you start dabbling in the screenwriting?
Honestly, so I've been dabbling in it on and off,
Yeah,
and just never really, had the opportunity to like fully go in it until about last year. So basically, I was holding on to a day job, like I said, kind of like the character of Andre. It's just like it's paying the bills, but man, it's sucking the life out of you, every other way.
yeah.
But I finally let go of the day job. I started a video production company in Seattle, and then slowly but surely the creative juices started coming back to me, and I was like, oh, that's right. I want to start writing. I want to start doing my own stuff, and then that led to writing. So honestly, I started on the line. Oh, it was like last April, I believe. And honestly, like the I still feel like I'm in that finessing stage, but it's pretty much done now. But yeah, it took me about a good year to finish it.
And
Yeah.
you're based in Seattle.
I am based in Seattle, Washington, yes.
Yeah. Your
Yeah.
mayor is getting a lot of national attention these days.
Yeah, I just won my first Gold Telly Award this morning. This is cool that we're having this interview right now because I didn't even know that they were going to be announced. I got the notification like, "Hey, just heads up, the announcements are tomorrow." I'm like, "What?" So yeah, I won my first Gold Telly Award. I'm really excited about that.
Can you
For
tell
the
us what that is?
Yeah, absolutely. So the way I like to call the tellies, it's like, you have your Emmys, you have your Oscars, and obviously they have their technical categories, but when you think about them, they're more like for actors and actresses.
Yeah.
The tellies are for behind the scenes folks. Like this is for the creative work behind the acting. I think they do give some acting awards here and there, but it's more for like the technical stuff. And also creativity. So I did a nonprofit film, or I should say, an auction video for a nonprofit film. I was really happy with it because it raised 36K in one night. Um, and I submitted this for two categories, and it won gold in the People's Telly category, which is actually the category where the public votes for this. And so I was just blown away when I got that email this morning, and I was like, I'm sorry, what? You know, but yeah, so I've been doing a lot of work with nonprofits, with employee associations, trying to give employees like the pep talk or whatever you want to call it. So I do a lot of motivational, heart tugging videos that really get a message clear and get people to move, to get some action, to donate, whatever it is that they want to say.
So you've won. It says that on your bio. You won six. You won six Telly Awards.
As of this morning, I am now eight. I'm now at eight.
You got to
So
change your Instagram. Yeah.
I do need to change my Instagram. Yes, yeah. So I need to update
And,
that. Um,
and you put them. Do you have them in your house? Do you hang them up in your house?
I have one of them. Yeah, so most of them are like in their boxes right now, but I literally have one with me right now. This is the
Oh
silver one
wow,
I won last year. Um, yeah, so
that's
this
amazing.
kind of motivates me. Yeah, though that I keep this at my desk because it's like this motivates me to
Yeah,
to
of
keep
course.
going in that sense.
How much is away?
Ooh, good question. I do not know the answer to that, but it's not too bad. It's not, yeah, it's not. I would
Like
maybe this is.
if you do like if you bring both because you got eight of them, right? So if you could do like kind of like curls, would you
I
gain some
could
muscle?
actually. Absolutely. Yeah, this is about a good I don't think this is 5 pounds, maybe 3.5 or something, but
Okay,
if you're gonna start, somewhere,
yeah, that's amazing. And then yeah,
Yeah.
so now you're just kind of getting your scripts out there and kind of like
Yes.
getting trying to get attention.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm very, so what I'm realizing is, obviously, and this is with all due respect, like the big studios right now, they're going through it. They're trying to buy each other out. They're kind of going through those bidding wars. So I'm looking at this like, okay, how could, with all them kind of battling out with each other, the way I see it is like, okay, cool. Then all this screams to me is we need to go the independent route. And that's fine. I am so okay with that. But yeah, no, definitely. Whether it means like me financially, raising the money to produce it myself, or looking for an independent house that could get this out there, absolutely, I would love that route, to go independent and then get it distributed. Get the attention in that way. Definitely at festivals and stuff like that.
Gotcha. And so then, how many scripts have you read to date?
Right now I'm on my second one right now, a completed script, I should say. So I haven't I should say I'm starting my second one on the line. Really took a good chunk of time to get it right. And now that that took me that amount of time, I'm finally able to kind of like run with the second one. So I'm working on the second one, but right now online's technically my only one right now.
You see, most people like start writing and then they get into filmmaking. You seem to done the opposite.
Yeah. Yeah. So I studied video production in gosh, what was it? 2000 from 2008 to 2010. So I hate to say it like this, but I can't help but make fun of it sometimes. It's like I am your classic American millennial with an art degree and nothing to show for it for many years. And so I just was like I went into this industry because I at first I wanted to be an editor, right? Like I was like, I'm gonna be in the editing world. I love editing. Economy crashes, there's no jobs, I work a day job that I hate for years, but eventually the creativity came back, like I said, and I started my production company, started working with the nonprofit space, and then when I finally quit my job and worked full time in video production, then the creativity started coming back, and I'm like, oh, I've got stories to tell here, and yeah, so it is an interesting thing because it's like I started in video production, now I'm starting to get into the screenwriting, which I love, I have to say. It's a joy for me.
Did you start it by yourself, like the video production company?
I did. I did.
Wow.
Yeah, it was definitely a one man band thing. And now I'm at a point, for a while I was a one man band. I was doing everything, but now I'm at a point where I'm getting the team together. So I'm more in the producer role, right? So I'll hire the camera guy, the lighting, the editor, all that fun stuff, and I get the team together. I'll produce this video for you. Like I said, I've been having success with the nonprofit space and creating fundraising videos for them. So that's been wonderful. But eventually, I want to start to dabble into more creative work and be able to start doing some more narrative feature work for sure.
Oh, so do you want to make your own films? Like with like ideally, would
Absolutely.
you want to? Oh, you want to? Okay, so you want to
Oh,
direct this?
absolutely. I'm not sure about the directing thing, but I would for sure love to be in the producer space.
Gotcha.
I'm not going to sit here and say like I know how to produce a movie, so I'd really want to work with people and meet people who can and who know that sort of work because I would be going in blind, and the last thing I want is to undersell what this could be, right? What the script itself could be. But yeah, no, I definitely. Oh yeah, there's a fire in me. I'm like, if the studio doesn't take it, I'll do this. I'll put the money in myself.
Oh wow. Okay, so then yeah, so you're like, because you know what to do. Obviously, you know that's what I'm saying. Like most writers, they don't know the production side that you do.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, no, like I said, I definitely have a leg up in that sense. But because I've done more documentary work, I really want to start meeting like people who have done narrative feature work, just so I could be like, okay, let's give me some pointers here, because for sure documentaries I can absolutely whip out for you, but I want
Yeah.
to make sure I tread carefully and lightly with narrative work.
Have you made like a short film, like a short narrative film before?
Only in art school. So
Okay.
that was
So-
like literally, and don't ask me to show you that because it was your
No,
classic,
no, yeah,
Yeah.
college film,
yeah. So maybe like
But
you could do like a proof of concept. Like that seems to be a good thing to do these days with
absolutely,
this script,
absolutely,
right?
that's what I was gonna go for. I yeah, it definitely is it's in the works. Haven't gotten a schedule yet, but it's in the works.
Yeah. So there's kind of a twist in this film too, right? Where or the script, I should say. I'm already calling it a film, but
Oh,
because he basically like he's been hiding something, I guess, right? Where he comes from, your
yes.
character.
Yes. Yeah, so this is the cool part. So I wanted to make sure that this character, he's a sincere guy. He doesn't mean any harm, but he is submitted into this contest, this fine dining contest as an independent chef. And so because his mentor himself, they're like, if we put line cook at a diner, he's not going to be called for this. So, he puts himself in as that. And as the script reveals itself, the secret gets out. So it's not necessarily that he lied about his status. It's just that everything got exposed into its true light, which I don't want to reveal too much of how that
Yeah.
happens, but things get out, and he is now in the spotlight the talk of the town because here's this diner guy who snuck in to a fine dining competition. Who does he think he is, and how did he make it? Who didn't see this? So he goes through a lot of public scrutiny. He was making friends in the competition, and that gets strained. And so he is at a point where he's like, should I even stay here? Like, I should just quit and just spare myself more humiliation because now the guy who never wanted any kind of attention is now in the spotlight in not the most flattering way. So that was, yeah, I was actually, I was hoping to not give him too much drama in that sense, but yeah, no, he definitely goes through it where he's like on the brink of quitting.
Yeah, no, that's well, it adds more conflict, adds more stakes to the thing, right? Because it's like
Yeah.
it's less that because of that extra layer that it's just a linear story of like kind of like trying to be successful, I guess, right? But there's something.
Exactly.
What does it take to be successful, and what is it? And do you want it? Like when you get there, right? So
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because that whole idea that of getting exposed and all that, that came from a fear that I had. When I was, like I said, as I mentioned before, I was working a day job, but I was starting to do video work.
mhm.
And I remember when I won my first Telly Award, I was all excited. I was thinking like, oh, this is my ticket out of here. I'm on my way. And that didn't happen. And I remember thinking like, what if I were to like post on my socials that I'm this, award-winning filmmaker, and then someone sees me at my day job and they're like, this is the dude that said he was this, big shot, and
Yeah,
all that. Now, again, I hope I don't on my social, I don't make myself out to be bigger than what I am, but that idea came to my mind and I was like, oh, I should totally put that in the story where he does get exposed and all of a sudden is under this scrutiny. Like what would that look like? And yeah, it was fun to write that part.
yeah. No, I know that world where you're kind of like you're doing something to pay the rent, and then you're doing something that you love to do, right? And you don't want
Yeah,
them to interconnect with each other.
exactly.
I totally relate to that one, right? So yeah, I think a lot
Yeah,
of people do too, right? So
yeah,
and then the problem is that your priority is not the paying the rent job, obviously, right? So it's like how do you keep your energy? I never could master this. I was never good at those jobs because I wasn't my heart
mhm,
wasn't in it, right? So like
yeah.
it's called hackery work, I guess, right? So
Yeah, it can get exhausting. I know for a fact, like towards the end of my run with my day job before I went full time with video producing, it got to a point where I was like phoning it in so bad that I was like, one of these days, if I do not quit, I will get fired because they're gonna say like you're not doing anything, and I can't argue with them. I'm like, yeah, I've checked out. You
it's
know?
funny enough. I don't know if you do too, but I have a sense for it where I know when somebody's working for me where they're not there, right? And it's like
Yeah.
because they were exactly like I was, right? So
Yeah. Oh, it's very identifiable.
they gotta go,
Yeah.
unfortunately,
Yeah.
right? So all right, so what? So you guys are keeping busy. You're always busy, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm literally working on a video right now for the production company. I should say I'm working on two videos right now for the production company. So the script, the second one that I was telling you about, is kind of taking a back seat right now. But thankfully, I'm actually gonna take a couple of weeks off, and I'm gonna get to go to Maine, which ironically enough is where the story takes place. Because after writing about it for so long, I mean, I had been there once before, but it was literally in January of some year, and Maine in January is there's not anything to do. You're literally stuck indoors, you know. So I finally got to book some. I booked a ticket, and I'm going to see Maine for the first time in the summer. I'm really excited because that's Andre's roots. That's he ends up well, he's from there, I should say, but I get to finally see his world, and I am just so excited about that. I really am.
And so you have plans what you're gonna do there?
Yeah, so I definitely want to see the lighthouses, in Maine. I definitely, I want to try the local cuisine there. I'm that guy who, when I go to vacation, I love just going to see what the local food is. If you can't tell, I like talking about food.
Yeah,
Um,
you love to. I guess you like restaurants. You like all that stuff.
Absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, no, no, it's going to be really, really fun.
What's your favorite meal?
Ooh, that's a great question. Honestly, what is my comfort meal? I love a good pork chop and I love grits. I really do. My grandfather, it's funny, I'm a Southern California boy myself, originally from Southern California, but my grandfather is from Fort Pierce, Florida. So that they in that part of Florida, they ate a lot. They related more to like Southern food, Southern culture. And so I, had pork chops, grits, collard greens, stuff like that. I love food like that. But I get really excited, like, and kind of like what the story goes into when you take something that's supposed to be just simple comfort, basic food, and you elevate it. And when I
Yeah,
see stuff like that, oh, and that's why I love modern American food, because it's just I love seeing the presentations. Not only do I love seeing the presentations, but when you elevate the flavors, it's like, oh yeah, that's me.
man, I haven't had a pork chop and I can't even remember.
Well,
But
I try not to eat pork chops, good, but it's yeah, it's if you were to ask me like let's just have a fun meal, there I am,
yeah,
pork chops and grits, baby,
no, now
I'm
you're making
there.
me crave it. My mom used to make pork chops and applesauce when I was a kid.
Ooh, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
that was like
definitely.
one
No,
of our
my
weekly kind of like meals, right?
yeah,
So,
yeah,
but
definitely.
my wife's a vegetarian and Jewish, so basically pork chops are not on the
It's not
grill,
going to
right?
work out. No, that's not going to work
Yeah.
out. Oh
All right.
man.
Well, congratulations. I love for you. Like, I know you're a busy guy, but I think, yeah, maybe the proof of concept's the next thing to do and kind of show people like what you could do, right? Because you obviously you know how to bring a team together and kind of make a film. Now this is just narrative, but it's your baby, right? So
Yeah.
there's some good scenes in there too, right? Where you could kind of have a standalone story. So
Yeah,
your
definitely.
script,
Awesome. No, thank you. Thank you for that. I really appreciate it.
yeah. And how's Seattle doing these days?
Seattle's good. The weather cannot decide what it wants to do. So last week, or I should say 2 weeks ago, it was like sunny and nice and warm, with a cool breeze. This week it's overcast and it's kind of like day to day. It just is like one day it's like super rainy, one day it's super sunny, one day it's super overcast, one day that's why we always say we dress in layers here because it's like we don't know what the weather's going to do. So we're just like, oh, okay, here we go. Put on your coat. Oh, take it off. No, we're good. So,
Yeah.
but
So
yeah,
people
so
still like their coffee.
oh yeah. Oh yeah, please. I've got mine right here.
Oh wow. Okay, great. All right, man. Well, let's talk again soon when we showcase either showcase another script of yours or we promoting a film of yours in the future. So I'd
I
love to talk to you again.
appreciate it.
You seem like a
I
pretty
appreciate it, Matthew.
you seem like you're a great actor. You seem like a pretty great guy. So a pretty good guy.
Oh,
So
thank you. I
yeah,
appreciate that very much.
yeah. More people like you.
Awesome.
Maybe something good in Seattle. Something good is happening in that area, right? So who knows?
I yeah, would hope so. Like I said, I definitely need to meet more people in the narrative world for sure, but
Yeah.
that's where I'm working towards.
I talked to more than a few people from that your area. There's a lot of really talented people out there in your fair state. So yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
So
Thank you. Thank you. Thank
check
you.
it out. Check out the independent world, like especially people a few years out of school, like and got some real talent there.
Yeah, definitely. Awesome. Awesome. Awesome.
All right, man. Talk soon. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.